Hello and welcome to Victory Financial Fitness. I'm your host, Jocelyn Victoria, and it is Money Monday. Welcome. Mondays are the day that we start fresh on the first day of the week following a weekend, a couple of days of rest. And what we're going to focus on today, I hope, is helpful to you. It is how to spend less at the grocery store. And I have a wonderful resource for you that I have found exceptionally helpful in working on our own grocery spending plan. And so the thing I would ask you to keep in mind is a little planning goes a long way. It is very easy to go to the grocery store, and given just the cost of the resources now, it's easy to spend a lot of money. And so you need to be very strategic in that spending. And so the best way that we know to do that is to make a solid plan and stick to that plan. And that's not just your spending plan, it's your shopping plan. And there are some really good resources out there to make that very seamless, very strong as far as planning what you're going to spend and actually spending that amount. And so today I wanted to share with you my favorite resource for that. We're fortunate in Texas to have a grocery store that really serves us well. If you're already in Texas, you probably know I'm talking about HEB. That is the initials of the owner, HEB. And so they offer some wonderful resources on their website at heb.com. That's H as in Howard, E as in Edward, and B as in Baker. And so heb.com is where we're going to go today and spend some time. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite resources. They have an incredible online shopping experience. But here's the deal. You do not have to make an online order to benefit from their resources. What we're going to do a deep dive in today is their shopping list tool. And if you will spend some time each week with that shopping list tool, you can firm up that grocery spending plan and stick with it. And it'll make a world of difference. Groceries are one of the higher categories of which we spend every month. And they're also one of the categories where it's so easy to spend more than you plan. So let's take a look at that real quick, and I will show you what I'm talking about. All righty, it's not there. Let me try again. Okay, take two. Here we go. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, so I want to get this screen share completed here. All right, you should be able to see that. I hope you can. And this is the shopping list area at heb.com. And so you can make your shopping list. And what's so great about this is it provides you with a tally, a total for your spending as you go in real numbers. It also, if you have local HEB, it tells you what's in stock and what is not, so you can plan accordingly there. Just to show you a couple of lists, this is one approach is you can make your shopping lists by your menu. So if you know what your dinner menu is going to be, or if you have 10 to 14 regular meals that your crew appreciates, you can put basically the shopping list for each of those meals, and then just pick and choose what you need to get from the store based on what you have on hand already. So for example, this is pork chop with green beans and pulled pork sliders with chips. Well, when I made this list, as you can see, I needed green beans and I needed chicken breast and I needed pork chop, but I already had the slider buns. I already had the chips. And so I only needed just a few items. So once you make this list, it's going to give you an estimated total. if you are actually able to shop at HEB, it's going to tell you whether or not it's in stock or whether you need to make another choice before you go to the store. And so the main variable that you want to control when you're doing your grocery shopping is, number one, the time that you spend in the store, and number two, making a list and sticking to it. And so if you have an itemized list with an estimated total and you're disciplined in sticking to that amount, you're going to make a difference, a positive impact on what your grocery spending looks like. So let's take a look at this. We, along with many other folks in the country right now, are in the middle of an ice storm. And so we made a list for supplies. Now, these are non-food items that we needed to make sure we had on hand in order to be prepared for being basically snowed in or iced in at home for a couple of days. And so, and not being able to go to the store to get anything we need. So we had to think through in advance what we were going to, be having on hand, what extra things due to the weather we would need. And so we went through, we're going to need some extra water. We're going to need some bath tissue, of course. We needed some cleaning essentials because we were going to get some laundry and cleaning done ahead of the storm so that we can conserve our power once the storm hit. We needed paper products and laundry detergent, and we needed salt for the water softener. We needed cat litter because Lord knows you don't want to run out of that when you're stuck at home. So all of these things we were able to plan through and figure out exactly what we needed, exactly what it was going to cost, and it had an estimated total. And when we shopped this list, we actually got really, really close to that total. So that was a win. Now it was pretty well advanced of the storm. It was still to the point where lots of people were shopping. So we got in, we got what we needed, and we got out. Now on the food item, okay, I didn't do so good. I did not stick to that list, and I added quite a few things. But that does happen, and we allow some margin in our spending plan for that. But if you're looking at this, the next time a storm comes around, this list is saved. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time there's something that comes along that you have to plan for. You don't have to reinvent your meal plan every few weeks. If you have, I think they say anywhere between 7 to 14 to 20 meals that are a hit at your house, you can simply rotate those. And so if you have meals, let me show you this list in action. Let's say your crew likes spaghetti. Hope if I spell it right. If your crew likes spaghetti and soup and sloppy joes, and what's one more we could do for that? For that week, we could do barbecue chicken sliders. All right, so let's plan for those meals. All right, we're going to start as a new list, and we've named it. And so here's all you have to do. All right, we're going to presume that there's nothing on our pantry shelf to fill this list and make this meal plan. So first thing we're going to need is some ground beef for the spaghetti, if that's the way you prepare yours. So let's add that. Add that to the list. Okay, what's next? Done. We need, we're going to need some spaghetti sauce. All right, done. And we're going to need, whoa, hang on a minute. Did I add it? Didn't add it. I'm not sure what I did wrong there. Let me try that again. Spaghetti sauce. Here we go. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, well, let's pick there, store brand. There we go. That's added, that's done. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Okay, we're going to need some spaghetti noodles. Okay. All right. Boom. There we go. And we're going to need some garlic bread. And let's get some frozen garlic bread so that we can have it on hand. Let's do that. There we go. HEB Texas toast. Gotta love it. Okay. So that's going to round our meal for the spaghetti. And at this point, we have spent approximately $14. Next, we're going to need some soup, and we're going to keep that easy. We're going to get a soup mix. There's more economical ways to do that, and you're welcome to choose those. We're going to grab some Bear Creek tortilla soup. And how about we get some cornbread for that? Now, this presumes that I have milk and eggs, so we're not going to add those to the list, but we're going to get us some Martha White, and we're going to take 2. The great thing about this list, once you complete it, if you shop it manually, it's going to give you the aisle number and all that great stuff. All right, Sloppy Joes, we're going to need hamburger buns. There we go. All right. One of those. There we go. We're going to need some sandwich. There we go. Original. There we go. And we're going to need to bump that ground beef. That's 1 pound for that. We're going to need 2 pounds. So that's going to bump our total to just over $30. We've got everything we need for the Sloppy Joes. I think, did I get those buns? They don't look like they added. Oh, there they are. Okay. Alrighty. And chicken sliders. So we're going to need some chicken breast. There we go. And we need, let's see, we need a tenderloin. There we go. There. Boom. Okay. And we need some barbecue sauce. There we go. Gotta love those HEB brands. Okay. Let's see, what do we else we need? We need some slider buns. And let's grab, let's see. Not seeing what we usually get, so let's just pick one. Here we go. Sweet Hawaiian Pepperidge Farm, that'll do just fine. And the last but not least, we need some baked beans to go with those. So here we go. All right. You know what? Let's go with HEB brand on that too. Okay, good. All right, so we've got an estimated total of just under $47. We've got 3 meals planned, and this is a savable, printable list. If you are in an area that HEB serves, you can simply click each item and add it to your cart and make it a curbside order and be done. Or you can go to the store and shop it manually if you prefer. But all that to say, that is half a week or more worth of meals that are now planned and, whoops, where'd I go? Oh, shoot, where'd I go? There I am. Okay. So that's 3 or more days worth of family meals for dinner that are planned, listed, and just with a few clicks can be shopped if that's your choice. Now, I'm aware that some other of the national chains have similar tools like this. I have not been able to find a shopping list that compares to the one offered by HEB. But here's the thing. Even if you don't live in an area that is served by HEB, you can still log on to their website and make a shopping list. to get some estimated totals, because the actual price amounts nationwide, they're not going to fluctuate that much. There might be some regional differences or some stocking differences, but percentage wise, it's going to be reasonably close to be able to predict your spending. So that's an option for you. Excuse me, had a little coughing fit come up suddenly there. So gotta love cedar season in Central Texas. So keep in mind, even if you're not in a region of the country that is served by HEB, you can still use their online tools. You can still use their menu planning guides, their shopping list guides to plan and predict your spending. Because the easiest, best way to spend less on your groceries is to decide in advance to do it and make a strategic, detailed plan that will allow you to do it. What usually happens at the store, if we don't have a plan, we're just buying it random. We're buying by the seat of our pants. And that is a sure method to spend more than you planned. So if you are if you're able to use a detailed strategic plan and execute that plan as tightly as possible, that is going to help you save those dollars at the grocery store. Also, what you can do then, when you go to your YNAB spending plan, if you've already made that plan, okay, y'all, devil's got a target on my back, not wanting me to finish this video. Okay, I'm going to close soon, but all that to say, once you go to your YNAB spending plan, before you go to the grocery store, you can plan accordingly. Let me pop over to YNAB. We're going to show our sample plan for spending. Let me do it right here. Here we go. Okay, so with the information that we had on the meal plannings for the spending and for the meal plan, we knew that we were going to spend roughly about $47. So that when you go to your spending plan, you may want to give yourself a little margin for error, but generally, if we added $50 more to our grocery spending plan right here, 100, now we've got $90.82 on hand for our grocery shopping for this trip. We're planning to spend 47. So if we stick with that and then we enter that transaction, let's say it's 47 on the money. When we go back to that spending plan, it's going to show, it's going to show that didn't enter for some reason. Let me see what I did wrong. Did I not save it? Oh, I saved it. Oh, there we go. We made two purchases, one at 918 and one at 47, and we still have some margin left to spend on our next trip. So I encourage you to try that. Let me know in the comments if that worked for you, if that was helpful, and what your experience was. Did you use it? Did it help you with your spending plan? Let us know. If you have questions, let us know those too. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for Money Monday. And in the meantime, I hope this serves you. Please remember that resources track diligently stretch further. And please take time each day to make a joyful noise to the Lord. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.